Other story that I wanted to hit up this week was one that I found very entertaining, but also just so fucked. Chinese Airlines had an incident last week where the passengers on this one flight actually had a very, very scary ass flight. The plane actually dropped a certain number of feet that I'll tell you in a bit. And that shit, like when I heard the amount that they dropped, I couldn't fucking believe.
Mm-hmm.
So, but first I'm gonna tell you how we got there. So this flight's going on. You got the pilot who's doing his thing, and then he gets the bright idea that he wants to, he's part of the Vape Nation. The Vape Nation.
Yeah.
So he wants to take a couple of hits from his e-cig, from his vape rig, and I don't know why
I feel like you're trying to be real cool for some reason.
I don't know why I know so much fucking lingo.
I only know one term, and it's like where people are like, "I'm trying to get more vape juice," and I'm like, "God, that sounds so gross."
Sounds
like
nasty.
That really puts me off the whole situation. Yeah.
Yeah. He's just a vaping. A Vape Nation member, a vaping card holder, and he just wants to take a couple of hits. But you can't take hits of you can't smoke in a plane. Shit's like mad illegal.
If you're the pilot, like
no, you just can't.
Who will stop you?
Well, the thing is, it's like in the plane, you have air that's circulating through, and so he had the bright idea.
Give the people a little juice.
He had the bright idea. He's like, oh man, I don't want this smoke seeping out of like the cabin. So I'm just gonna turn off the oxygen in here just for a bit, so it doesn't circulate and it's not all smoky, and it doesn't go outside. So he flipped a couple switches, not knowing that he actually turned off the cabin pressure, stabilizer, and then he also turned off the oxygen for the passengers. Yeah. So while he's enjoying his vape sesh, taking a couple of hits, the passengers actually started feeling really nauseous, and then the pressure in the cabin just dropped, and then the mask came down to breathe.
Yeah.
At the same time, because the pressure dropped, apparently it had something to do where it fucked up like the instruments of the airplane, and that shit dropped 20,000 feet.
Fuck.
It dropped 20,000 feet. I've been on flights where that shit dropped I don't know, 10, 20 feet.
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna fucking die. That was the most terrifying thing I've ever been a part of. This shit dropped 20,000 feet, all because the fucking pilot wanted to have a vape sesh in the middle of this flight.
Imagine the pilot just just fucking nosedives completely.
I feel like he was on those he's hitting those circles.
That fucking
he's on that tornado. Yeah, I want him to be blowing that shit and being fucking tornado going up. Oh man, dude, what the fuck, man? How is that? How would you think that's all right?
Well, not only that,
I don't
but
get it.
How little knowledge do you have about what you're doing in there that you're
you flip off?
I'm gonna turn off the oxygen in here. Just stay fucking pressurized and turn off the oxygen for the people.
Also, why you want to turn off your oxygen when you're flying a goddamn plane? I feel like if you pass out, what the fuck are we gonna do?
What he should have done is just open up the windows.
Just do it. You should have taken the little paper towel and put some dry sheets in there.
Oh man, fuck! I was gonna say something, and we went on that fucking stupid tangent. What were you saying? The people were scared. What does that do to you? The pressurize? What do you feel?
You start feeling nauseous. You start feeling nauseous because you're losing oxygen. You're slowly losing oxygen at that point. So you start getting a headache. You're gonna start feeling nauseous, and that's why those bags come down, because whenever there's danger on the plane and it's just gonna crash, it loses the pressure, and so that those bags come down, and so you won't pass out. That's why you put it on. I don't know how it all exactly works, but that's part of what the article said.
The plane probably dropped 20,000 feet because somebody was like, "I'm gonna play Game Boy real quick." As soon as they flipped it on,
yeah,
like we told you not to use any electronics.
What the fuck?
Just like pulling it back.
Jesus,
you fucking pull. I remember being a kid and thinking like bullshit, like with like they're like. You can't play your Game Boy Advance SP. And I was like, the
most bullshit thing I've ever like witnessed was as a kid. We took a bus once to Mexico. One of the most terrifying things ever. We took a bus once to Mexico, and the same thing. I had a Game Boy Advance at the time, and they're like, "Please don't play your games because we don't want to like disrupt the instruments." I'm like, "What? We're on a fucking bus! Like, what fucking instrument?" Shit drops 20 feet.
You just want to like trying to like turn out of his skin.
Fuck, man. Like I was like, what the fuck are these Game Boys built for? We're on the road. Yeah, that was the most bullshit like experience I've ever had as a kid.
Man, I don't know. It used to, and I feel like we were kids, like, and we knew, like, like I feel like now they're just like, yeah, turn off your phones. And I'm like, to me that makes some sense. Like,
well, now they have like Wi-Fi on the plane, you know.
Like I don't know what's going on, but I would assume like maybe like radio and cell phone like signals fuck this shit up.
Yeah,
fine. But my Game Boy, when it was like 98, I don't think so. Like, I don't think that was fucking.
That shit ain't communicating with nothing.
Like, it was not talking to nobody.
And if it is, that shit's hooked up to the other Game Boy that's communicating too.
That's what I remember being like. Fuck, like, like I don't know. I'm a kid, so everybody's like, you don't know. It's fucking with the instruments.
You're just a boy.
It's not.
Yeah,
I promise.
Trust me.
Oh no, we're getting Tetris on the screens in here. Like I don't know what's happening.
Ground control. Oh Jesus!
Now we're like playing Switch through like fucking Bluetooth or something.
Hell
like,
yeah!
Nothing's happening.
Fucking Mario Kart. Get my ass fucking reamed. Fucking Mario Kart.
That's gonna be the new squad game. Telling y'all right now. God.
Aces is coming in strong, man.
Mario Kart.
Mario Tennis Aces. That's what's
at least we get some singles Mario Tennis.
Oh yeah, Jesus.
I feel like the doubles is too much for me.
God, I don't even want to talk about that. Yeah, but that was just a story that I wanted to hit up. Oh God. Aftermath though. The pilots regained control. The flight landed safely. As soon as it landed, pilots immediately fired, and also the flight crew.
Why?
The flight crew immediately fired.
Why?
Just, completely taken out.
Damn, that pissed me off. If I was like on the plane,
the airline wasn't fucking around. They're just like, y'all motherfuckers, man! Like, get the hell out of here! And so they fucking fired all of them.
But that wouldn't piss you off.
That would piss me off.
I was like, I was the smoking shit.
Yeah.
I was back here too.
I was playing my fucking Switch. That's all I was doing. Yeah, dude, that would piss me off too.
Fuck. I don't get that shit. It was like everybody. Like, he was just
trying to hit a little bit of the vape though. So like, how bad is it?
Cut.
Jesus.
So that we're like spins too.
Yeah, we're just. God, dude. Yeah. Lesson learned. So we got. Don't die for the gram. Don't die for the vape. Just don't. It's not worth it. And finally, the last the last story I wanted to hit on was one that was relevant to a topic that we talked about, I believe, last week. No, 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, we hit up. We talked to you guys about a YouTuber by the name of Tana, and she tried to put together a convention to rival VidCon, which is a YouTube centric convention. And she called that TanaCon.
Midstream. Just adjusting midstream.
And she called that TanaCon. Long story short, it was a shit show. It was horrible.
Massive flop.
Yeah, massive flop. Well, this other YouTuber by the name of fouseytube, he's very big because he does a lot of those social experiment videos.
I hate that
he
shit.
does a lot of like those prank style videos. And that's what he's like just known for. I guess he saw the TanaCon controversy and he's just like, yo, fuck that. I could do it a lot worse. And this guy he tried to do the same thing to where he tried to put on a convention. And
like inspired by TanaCon?
Well, just his own thing.
But it's not like
he didn't necessarily like come out and say I was inspired.
That's what I'm saying, because you just said it like he saw that and whatever. So I was like, it's not like a thing because you said he's in the social experiments.
No. Well,
but it's not like he saw TanaCon and was thinking I could
do better. No. I'm just thinking that this is exactly what his thought process was, because he, instead of planning this out, he basically planned this within, I think, a week and a half. In a week and a half, he wanted to put together a concert.
Mm-hmm.
This concert was called Love Arrives, Hate Dies. Well, Love Arrive, Hate Dies. He promised Drake would be there. It was going to take place July 15th at some concert venue hall in Los Angeles. It's outside venue hall. He put the tickets online. Immediately sold out. I believe some of them, if not most of them, were given out.
The tickets?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But they still had some. Yeah. And he claimed that that the ones that they were given were being resold by the people because of just like such a high demand to go to this Love Arrives, Hate Dies movement.
Yeah, we should have gotten some tickets to this.
I know. And a big thing, he promised J. Cole would go. He promised that you would be able to meet Drake, and he was going to perform. He promised, I think maybe Travis Scott would be there as well. Big names.
Mm-hmm.
Big names this guy was bringing. Needless to say, none of those people fucking went at all. Instead, he had a rapper by the name of Lil Poppy.
Drock was there.
he had the rapper by the name of Lil Poppy. I not to bash him, but I did see clips. Not a fan.
He's no Drake, huh?
Not a fan. That was not God's plan to have him there.
Uh-huh.
And so he had Lil Poppy come out, and then he had a couple of other YouTubers join him, or join the movement. And so they went on stage and they were just like, "Yo, thank you guys for coming out. This is the movement. Love arrives, hate dies." And I'm gonna kick it off to so and so, and they'd like hand it to somebody else, and they'd say the exact same shit. It was just a bunch of YouTubers just talking on stage, pretty much. So another thing that happened, I hate YouTubers.
So make sure you guys subscribe to the new YouTube page, Nothing Special Network.
So essentially, of course, like everything else that was fucking going wrong with this whole concert, there was a bomb threat, and the cops came and they had to get everybody out of there.
Now, that was probably called in by the man himself.
Yeah, and they had to get everybody out of there. So then everybody moved to the parking lot, and fouseytube came out, and he was just standing on top of a car, and he was just spitting fucking nonsense at these people. I think he thinks of himself as like some sort of inspirational sort of speaker.
Okay.
Positive speaker.
Motivational speaker.
Yeah, exactly. Motivational speaker. And he was like fucking just rambling on about how he met Drake the other day and how everybody, he was just like, "You're going to lose your fucking minds when I tell you that story." And
where's he at?
He was talking about how he met Drake. He was talking about some drama that he was having with another YouTuber that actually went there, and that guy was there, and he was like kind of talking shit, but not. It was a fucking mess. It was just horrible. The news stations went out there. They started interviewing the crowd. I just don't understand people, but they were interviewing like these kids that looked like they were fucking 15, 16-year-old kids. One guy was recounting like, "Oh yeah, he was just recounting like what the security guys did." He's like, the security like escorted everybody out. It was like kind of crazy. There's a lot of people, yeah, kids behind him just dabbing. No, they weren't. But what really fucking irked me was like this one girl that they interviewed was like, yeah, you know, I flew all the way here from Chicago. I was really hoping to meet Drake, but he never came. What the fuck did you expect?
Yeah,
like,
he was never coming.
He was never coming. Why? Why would you believe this man? I don't get it. And he was never gonna fucking be there. And then they go back to the other guy that was recounting the security, you know, like them escorting them out. He was like, it sucks because I really wanted to meet J. Cole, and it was like, you're not. It's like you're not gonna fucking meet anybody.
Yeah.
I don't know what did you thought? What did you think? But you weren't gonna meet anyone. And it was a fucking mess, dude. It was a horrible horrible event. That guy fouseytube is nuts. He is crazy. He basically, like, the weeks leading up to this, he was sending videos to Drake directly, and he was posting them on like Twitter and like Instagram and stuff, where he's like hanging outside of a car and he's like talking to Drake directly, like through the camera, and he's just kind of like, Drake, I need your energy. I need your energy to be with me at Love Hate or Love Arrives.
Did he tell him he was gonna, like, I need you to actually be here?
Yes, he told him, I need you to come July 15th. And then the dude had the audacity to like put Drake's face on like promotional art for the concert.
Yeah.
Like, he was posting like pictures on Instagram of like Drake, and then the date, like, will be here. Mm-hmm. I'm like, how the hell? What? How is that? How do you think that's all right?
That's that YouTube.
I don't get the mentality of a lot of people. That's that real fucking real pretentious sort of like attention.
Yeah, to me,
wanting.
It's like, I feel like it's we're so fucking old. Is what I'm saying, because like
we are old.
Every week it feels like we're like the generation now.
Well, last week I did my whole spiel on the fucking old people shit.
So we do it every fucking week now.
Tyler Perry. But now we're like going in on the kids. It's
but
like,
every week we go. We've done a whole episode about old people. We've done like 10 episodes about young people. I don't give a fuck. I feel like now, like, we're like in a weird place where like kids will do anything to be fucking any kind of attention is like good attention.
Yeah.
Where like this really fucked up shit is like, I'm gonna fuck over all these kids that are like my fucking fans, and make them think that like Drake is coming and throw this like shit show. And then the kids that go are like, well, we were at fucking Love Hate, whatever the fuck it was called, and like they get a weird like rise out of that. Just like whenever you told me about TanaCon, it sounded like the kids were like, this is bullshit, but also like, this is crazy.
Yeah,
we're at like this really weird ass shit.
Yeah.
So like, I hate that shit. Like, that's what I hate.
I just don't get it.
Like, no,
I don't get it.
You don't care about anybody. It's just about getting like followers now, and like,
why would, again, it's like, why the fuck? How you look like you're 15? Why did you fly here from Chicago?
Yeah.
Like,
who let you do that?
Who let you exactly? Like, who the fuck let you do that? I couldn't ride my bike to the end of the block without my parents standing. Like, I could not ride my bike to the end of the block without my parents standing like, fucking good.
Yeah.
Like,
he used to live in a cul-de-sac, and I feel like, I don't know if we talked about it before, but for the longest time it was on that like, yeah, you can play with your friends, but you can't leave the street.
Yeah.
And of course, I feel like 5 minutes into like riding our bikes is like, okay, we're leaving the street, and I'm like, oh no, boy.
Yeah.
And like,
please.
I would just be at the edge, like watching them, like,
yeah.
Okay, I'll be doing circles here when y'all come back.
Oh God, we were the little blonde kid from Rocket Power. I think we already said that.
With that Fat Boy Sam?
Yeah, Fat Boy Sam.
The fat ass boy Sam. He was cool. He had the big ass surfboard.
Was he cool?
Yeah. I mean, I wanted to be
I want to be Otto.
Yeah, he was the kind of dumb one.
Yeah.
I don't know why that was always like a weird like character type that I always gravitated towards.
Yeah.
Was like the kind of stupid kid that like seemed cool.
That seemed
like cool. I wanted to be Cody from Step by Step.
Oh, like, yeah. Well, he knew karate, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
karate.
Fucking love arrives, hate dies. Just do your research. Just don't go to these things.
Kids want to go,
but I don't.
They want to be famous.
I don't get it.
They want to be part of some weird shit. Just like this is different, but like when we talked about that that Pokemon Go festival,
that's what this reminded me of.
Where people were like, we flew from I think Chicago as well.
Yeah, Chicago,
or it might have been in Chicago. But
a lot of people.
Flew
some people flew from like Australia.
Yeah. because they wanted to be at the Pokemon Go festival.
Yeah.
And that was fucking
that was
horrible.
a horrible situation. But I don't understand what these conventions take months and months, years to plan. It's like you can't put together a fucking concert or a convention like in a month or week's time. You just can't. It's logistically fucking impossible.
Logistical nightmare.
Yeah, and it's just it's crazy.
It's like you don't give a shit about like the safety of like these kids.
Yeah.
Fucking all the money that the kids are gonna lose to get there. Yeah. All that shit. Nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah.
And like in the end, I feel like they weirdly get away with it. We're just like, I'm leaving now. I'm going back to my YouTube videos. Hope y'all enjoyed that.
Yeah. But
now I'm weirdly infamous.
Yeah. I don't know. With that, though, go ahead and visit Nothing Special Network on YouTube. We'll
tune in for the Nothing Special Con.
Yeah. NSC.
Yeah.